We go through a lot of emotions every day. Sometimes we feel good, sometimes we feel bad. And most of the times we end up using words like good, bad, sad, angry, etc. In today's video, we are going to learn 10 fancy words that we can use in our daily conversation to describe our mood or to describe our feelings and emotions. So without wasting our time, let's get going. Before looking at our interesting 10 words, let me tell you the lesson plan. We are going to look at the word and the context or the situation in which that word can be used along with its synonyms. The first one is used when you're tired and not at all interested in something because you have been doing that since quite some time. Imagine you're working with a MNC for the past 6 years and you are the one who doesn't like to stick to a particular job for a long time. You're absolutely bored and lacking enthusiasm. You could say, I feel jaded. Another example could be, say you have to work on an assignment the whole night and the next morning you have to go out on a trip with your family. You could simply pass a comment saying, I have to work on this the whole night and I don't want to get jaded tomorrow morning. A synonym of jaded is benumbed. It means the same, lacking enthusiasm or interest because of doing something for a long time. Has it ever happened to you that you look at something and that interests you a lot? You feel fascinated, curious, and you want to know more about it. So maybe you try to find out more about it or ask a lot of questions about it. You could simply say, this topic intrigues me. So in simple words, when you're intrigued, you're curious about something. For example, I'm intrigued about your new venture. Can you tell me something more about it? The synonyms for intrigue are captivate or titillate. Now let's look at another situation. Let's say you are sitting in an awards function in your high school or college and they are supposed to announce the student of the year. You are sure it's not going to be you. And somehow it turns out that you are announced as the student of the year. And you are amazed. You're totally out of words. You do not know how to react because you're confused and you're surprised at the same time. When this is how you feel, you can use a word like nonplussed. For example, I was nonplussed when she announced my name. I didn't know what to do. Taking another example, you could say, I was nonplussed when my best friend proposed to me in front of the entire class. Other words that you can use in place of nonplussed are muddled, fuddled, befuddled, or baffled. Now imagine a situation where your best friend has met with an accident and she expired in the accident on the spot. You are out of words again. You are shocked and there's nothing that you can do about the situation, which makes you feel sad and disappointed. You could say, I was appalled by the sudden demise of my best friend. Some other words that you can use in the place of appalled are dismayed or alarmed. A lot of us have the habit of worrying about the future, worrying about the outcome or what would be the end result. In such cases, we can say that he or she is apprehensive. So imagine you've been preparing for an interview that's going to happen tomorrow and you've been preparing for quite some time. But still, deep inside you, there's a feeling that says that you're feeling anxious or you're feeling nervous or worried or afraid about tomorrow's result. You could simply say, I'm feeling apprehensive about tomorrow's interview. Another word that you can use in place of apprehensive is edgy. Next word is used when you're absolutely confused about what to do. For example, imagine there's a boy from a countryside who has come in a showroom in a city and he's absolutely confused with the choice of clothes in front of him. He is not able to make a decision about which one to purchase. You could simply say, the young boy from the countryside was bewildered with the choice of the clothes in front of him. So when you're absolutely confused, you can use a word like bewildered. Some synonyms for this word are perplexed or mystified. When you're extremely happy, that's a sudden state of extreme happiness, joy, and excitement inside you. You could say, I'm ecstatic. So ecstatic is a word that can be used when an emotion overpowers you. For example, let's say there's a lady who's expecting a baby, and when she gets the news, she goes mad out of happiness. You could simply describe that emotion as being ecstatic. So when the lady got to hear the news, she was ecstatic. Some other words that you can use in place of ecstatic are euphoric, elated, or enraptured. Absolutely happy, extreme level of happiness and excitement. Let's go to another emotion when you're extremely angry about something, but you have to maintain your poise and calm. You are kind of boiling from the inside because of the extreme anger. You could say you're seething. For example, let's say your boss criticized you in front of the entire team for a small mistake that you made in the presentation. You're boiling from the inside. You're filled with anger, but you're not able to express it. You could simply say, I was seething when he was criticizing me in the conference room. Another word for seething is agitated. Let's look at the next emotion when we're feeling sad and disappointed. You're feeling like there's nothing interesting in my life anymore. Absolutely heartbroken. You could use a word like crestfallen. So when you're crestfallen, you're simply sad and disappointed or discouraged or in low spirits. Some other words that you can use in place of crestfallen are downhearted and downcast. Let's look at the last word. This one is used when you're feeling isolated or when you're growing hostile towards a relationship, towards those people with whom you had a good relationship earlier, but now that relationship is deteriorating and you're feeling aloof. You're going away from them to an extent. You can use a word like alienated. Other words that you can use in place of alienated are estrange or disaffect. I hope you enjoyed watching this complete video, and trust me, these are the 10 words that you can use for the 10 emotions that I just described to you. Stop using the common words and start using these fancy words in your English conversation. If you've liked this video, do not forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell icon so that every Friday you will get a notification from me when a new video is posted. Also, do share this video with your friends and family if you think that they'll be helped with my video. Until I see you next, bye.